Kyrie Irving is the best player on the team. Kyrie Irving is a champion. Kyrie Irving is a great shooter who shoots better under pressure, it seems to me. Kyrie Irving has the best handles of all time. Kyrie Irving is the best finisher below the rim in the paint of all time, in my opinion. And he wants to lead the team. You can see him trying. I don't fault him for what he said and Jaylen Brown clapped back and all that. He's trying to find his way as he goes. How am I going to lead this group of guys to a championship? Then the question becomes, how good is Kyrie Irving? We know he's excellent. But as I said here before, Stephen A., is he a 5-star player? No, not quite. Not quite. He's like a 4.5-star guy. He needs to be a 5-star guy across the board in terms of leadership, in terms of play, in terms of his defense, in terms of everything. He has to elevate to be among the very best players in the game. Because if he is, with this supporting cast, there's a championship team in this Celtics somewhere. But right now, they've lost their way. Kyrie Irving's the leader of the team. He's the best player on the team. He's got to figure out a way to lead them. So it's on Kyrie.
I disagree with you. And I disagree with you, and I'm going to use your own words against you. You cannot possibly put this on Kyrie while in the same breath raving about Danny Ainge being the best executive in the game and Brad Stevens being the best young coach in the game, and then absolve them from culpability in favor of Kyrie Irving when they have struggles for the first half of a season. You can't do that. Kyrie Irving goes down in before the postseason last year. When the Boston Celtics go to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals, it's not like they would not have made it if Kyrie was there, like he would have gotten in the way. What is the issue here? The issue here is a nasty injury to Gordon Hayward and a commitment by the Celtics. Danny Ainge, who spent $131 million on Gordon Hayward, who's a damn good player, and a guy in Brad Stevens, who Gordon Hayward took to a national championship game as a college coach at Butler. Their relationship was very tight. There is no, and I'm not knocking, please don't interpret this, I'm talking not to the public, not you. Don't interpret this as a shot at Brad Stevens in any way. I'm very fond of Brad Stevens, okay? And I always have the pleasure of talking to him when I see him, at least for a minute. What I'm telling you about Brad Stevens is that Brad Stevens is an exceptional young coach, but he is a human being. You cannot tell me that he doesn't have a personal affection for Gordon Hayward. So the combination of the personal affection on his part, combined with Danny Ainge's commitment to validating the investment he made in Gordon Hayward, with a Kyrie Irving that's free to be a free agent this summer, you got a whole bunch of stuff going on in Boston that has little to do with Kyrie.
I want to take that one at a time. One, Danny Ainge, I don't blame him. I think there's enough talent and even pieces that should fit together to work.
But you know his job is not just his job.
I understand, but I don't believe that I could put it on Danny Ainge. Brad Stevens is another case, however.
Okay.
We've been talking about it, and I've been saying, everyone's been calling him the next Popovich, and maybe he's not just the best young coach in the game, maybe he's the best coach in the game. Oh, I'm not absolving Brad Stevens here. This is on coach, too, of course. What does it come down to in these situations? The coach and the best player and leader on the team. That's what it comes down to. So me saying, hey, this is on you, I'm not saying it's not on Brad Stevens. You got a championship material there. Figure it out,
Coach.
But
I think you're misconstruing the challenge that I'm posing to you directly, and that is Danny Ainge is not just somebody who accumulates talent. He's somebody that went out there and snatched Brad Stevens from Butler. Nobody was thinking about Brad Stevens. A brilliant hire on Danny Ainge's part. Danny Ainge plays a role, not just, obviously he plays the pivotal role in formulating the roster, but he also plays a very, very pivotal role in the players you accumulate, how they play, how they're positioned to play, the minutes that they get. He not specifically, but you really think that it was a unilateral decision made by Brad Stevens to limit Gordon Hayward to 25 minutes? Of course, you got the medical staff, you got the coaches, you got Danny Ainge, because of the investment. I'm saying the politics, the business side, the relationship side of all of it. Kyrie Irving is working against all of that. Now, has he handled things ideally? No. Jaylen Brown coming out and saying what he said last night was very, very poignant, because Jaylen Brown talking about stick together, don't call cats out, we all in this together.
I totally disagree. I disagree with the point about Gordon Hayward.
Okay, please.
Can Gordon Hayward move the ball? Can he pass the ball? Can he score in the open floor? Can he play some defense? Not now, as he once did.
I think he'll be much better next year than he is this year.
My point is, Gordon Hayward is not the kind of guy, ball sticks with him, ruins team chemistry, etc. Whether they're not, they're playing him too many minutes, or whether coach has an affinity for him, that's a separate issue to me. I do not blame Danny Ainge for this. I think Danny Ainge is great. I do put the onus, they're always coach, if you're a very talented team, best player, if he's MVP or thereabout caliber, if he's the best player on a team that looks like it can win a championship. So, yes, I certainly put a lot of this responsibility is the coach. That's on Brad Stevens. At this moment, it looks like people, including myself, were overrating him a little bit last year because there's enough there that no one was trying to hear excuses, right? Although it's not like they have a bad record. And it's Kyrie Irving, the best player. Figure it out. It's not on Gordon Hayward.
No, I'm not putting anything on Gordon Hayward because of the nasty injury. Nothing on him. But the reason why I bring up Ainge and Brad Stevens is because I think the urgency to re-ingratiate Gordon Hayward into the proceedings compromised to some degree Tatum and Brown. And I think that, and obviously Al Horford was out for a few games as well. They had
That's
injuries.
not a Danny Ainge call. That's a Brad Stevens call.
What I'm saying, well, Danny Ainge has something to do with it because Brad Stevens is going to listen to Danny Ainge. I'm saying, being the great executive that we all know him to be, he has a profound impact on what happens. All I'm saying is that I'm not absolving Kyrie Irving completely at all. You're right in terms of he's got to step up and handle things differently because he is a leader and he is a star. But I got to look at those other guys because they went out of their way to assuage Gordon Hayward to some degree.
I want to say one more thing
that.
about Kyrie. I'm not here saying that he's not going to lead them to a championship this year. What I'm
you
saying
are
is,
because you picked Toronto. But go ahead.
Yeah, right. Early on, but these things are fluid, right? I mean, we go on the best evidence. He's looking, he's finding his way. He's trying to. Kyrie Irving is trying to. You can see him. What buttons do I push? Oh, wait, I overstepped publicly. I shouldn't have done that. He came at it from like a Kobe kind of, wait, that backfired a little bit. Let me walk that back. He's trying to figure it out. It doesn't mean he won't. It means he hasn't yet.